And hey, I hope you liked the Green Kingdom because we're going to get it one more time.
A PvP on this map would be very funny.
Yeah. Oh god. Should just fix that on the bracket as well. Just catching him with the chat. Yeah, I love StarCraft as well. StarCraft Clan Wars was another just really immortalized tournament that also featured a bunch of quirky maps. But here we go, Papi. Take it away. Take it away.
Alright, spawning in the top left-hand corner for Size Storm. This is Gerald.
Oh, he's not telling him. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, rolling random, rolling Protoss, but not telling his opponent what race he is. It's the American Protoss player representing Alpha X, Astrea.
Okay. PVZ.
Uh-huh.
Forge Expand. Forge Expand to the natural down on the low ground, and then you take the third off the Forge, and you cannon rush their third.
Oh no. Yeah, I can see that happening. I can definitely see. Yeah, I mean this feels like a really fun map, right? Like you were talking about it before, like because it's so weird, like it does open so much to like so many different possibilities. We do have confirmation now that it is going to be a PvP. You see a double gate opener set up from Astrea, but here in a PvP, it's just going to be Blink Stalkers, right? Like just mass Blink Stalker again from both sides, right?
Yeah, I mean, potentially. And it does look like, okay, Astrea actually going to be going for what looks like a gate expand at this point. Oh, no, going for a proxy instead. So, interesting. This looks a bit like the setup that he played previously when we casted his PvP, where he went from the Stargate into the Robo back at home as well. This time keeping the gate at home, but yeah, pretty interesting to do this off one gate.
Yeah, so he looks like it looks like a one gate expand setup here, and Gerald is looking around, is looking to delay. Yeah, his probe is patrolling here at the natural, but there is no nexus. Instead, it's a proxy Twilight Council. We know what that means.
Oh, that's really interesting. That's so strange.
Oh boy.
I guess I don't know what it means. I guess he's gonna do 4-gate blink.
We'll see. I mean, I'm assuming he's just gonna meme it up and go for the Dark Shrine, right? Like,
maybe. I just realized as well that you don't need a prism to play 4-gate blink on this map. You blink over the minerals.
Yeah, you just blink. There we go. Blink is on the way, and as you were saying, kind of like we were kind of alluding to it in PvT, right? How Blink Stalkers with 4-gate blink, they can abuse the main, but they can also come in from behind into the goal base. Likewise, we're gonna be seeing that from Astrea. But Gerald, he's looking up.
Okay, sees it finally. It's a bit late, unfortunately, for him, but he will see that Blink is researching, so he'll at least know what's happening right now. Yeah. As he does have some Stalkers out on the map as well. Okay, this could be really hard for Astrea to deal with.
Yeah, again, Gerald did go for a 2-gate opener. Because of that, he does have 2 Stalkers on the map. This this pylon is going to be depowered, and yeah, Astrea, he has to give up on this plan. He has to try to transition out of this. Yeah,
so he's going to go for DTs instead here, but I do wonder if this is a bit of a transparent plan.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm concerned as well because, I mean, Gerald is going for 1-base play, but he doesn't have access to detection. He has to be aware that this is a possibility, and hopefully he's able to get ready for this in time.
Yeah, actually, if he doesn't drop a robo, he's just dead.
Yeah, there's a proxy pylon across the map. Is that pylon in position to warp in on the other side of the minerals?
Oh, it might be. That's really gross.
Oh, God.
Okay, he started a robo. Nice.
Okay. We got a robo on the way in the main base. Gerald will have access to detection. Meanwhile, Astrea goes for a double pylon block, keeping Gerald on 1 base.
Yeah, really clever play there. Just kind of throwing him for a loop as we have 10 seconds left on the Dark Shrine. We have 20 seconds left on the robo. I don't think it's going to be done in time. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold that pylon. Is that battery in range of the pylon?
Well, the proxy pylon does go down, which means we cannot warp in across the map. It means that Astrea has to warp in slowly back at home instead. And he's going to be taking a pretty awkward fight here. He's going to be able to trade a couple of his stalkers out, but...
Oh, my goodness. The split target fire, that was sick. That was really tricky to do.
That was pretty sexy. That was pretty... Oh my god, as Astrea is going to attempt to repower that gateway, he's moving out with his stalkers, but Gerald rechecks and he's not going to let that happen.
Yeah, Gerald's all over it here, and we don't have any DTs across the map. With that proxy pylon being taken out, the observer has enough time to come out, and this looks like it is a hold for Gerald.
Oh, yeah, we do have a couple of stalkers coming out there. They're going to be trying to break into the main base. Astrea will be able to out-trade, but no, there is a shield battery in the mineral line. Gerald should be fine.
Yeah, the Stalkers is going to take turns getting topped up and should be able to take the trade versus the Stalkers of Astrea here. And Astrea, he's running out of options quickly. He's going for the DT blink as well to blink over the other side.
Yeah, he's actually warping in 3 DTs into the main base of Gerald. Blink is still a ways off. And where's the Observer? The Observer is at the natural, not in the main.
Oh, that's true, Observers.
Yeah, so yeah, we're fine. We should be fine.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a few of these pros going down in the main, but I mean, Gerald's on 2 bases, Astrea's on 1. It would have to be a hell of a lot of damage to tie things up, and Gerald actually blinking into the back of his opponent's base as well. Going to be looking to take some trades here, forces a warp in back at home.
Yeah, Gerald just abusing Astrea here with his better economy, with his larger army. Every single DT is going to be going down across the map, and likewise, Astrea is contained to 1 base. GG gets called, and Gerald will take game number 1.
Astrea going for a very greedy strategy there with proxy that was going to take a long time to pay off, and Gerald punishing it well.
Oh yeah, exactly. Gerald's aware of the danger that he is in, and he's going to be able to survive the Green Kingdom, something that Mixu couldn't, but shout out to Gerald.
Okay. I wonder if the mind game here was meant to be that you act like you're 1 gate expanding and that you got blocked and then you took the gold because you were blocked, and that they don't check the gold fast enough to go look for your proxy.
I think the problem with that is the destructible rocks, right? Like, because of that, like it's gonna take a while for that to really come to pass. So I think Geralt would most likely scout first before checking the gold? Question mark? I don't know how long it takes a probe to kill the...
Yeah, actually, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So there's pieces to the puzzle, trying to put it together. Meanwhile, massive shout out to Chileno Singaporean in the chat for subscribing for 28 months, over 2 years of support. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Gracias, Papi. Gracias. Oh.
Yeah, thank you very much. And here we go. We're going to be hopping into some more strange and wonderful maps.
Yeah, that was only game 1, and bearing in mind this is the best of 5 grand finals, we're going to be loading into game number 2, and we are once again in a safe zone. It's not a safe zone at all.
Okay, we're getting all the crazy maps. I guess if it is going to be a PvP or something like that, it shouldn't matter too much, but yeah, we'll see. I think this map is going to be the most abusable by Terran. I don't think it should be too bad by Protoss, depending on these gaps, but anyway, here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner for Psystorm, this is Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of safe zone, we have as opponent, we have the American Protoss player. Rolling as random, or picking random, but rolling his main race, representing Alpha X, it is Astrea. Boy, and now we're a little bit more accustomed to the maps themselves. We're going to be able to enjoy it a little bit more. But I agree. I do think that Green Kingdom is the most wild of all the maps now that we've seen it. now we know why the players weren't picking it. This one, in a mirror matchup like a PvP, I'm really curious how this comes to pass here. You're talking about how Blink can be used to actually get into the natural and also get into the main base as well. But you do have to queue it up, is I guess what you're saying.
Yeah, I definitely think it is going to be abusable as we do see Astrea set up to get okay. He's going for that is a very fast Nexus. That's a 17 Nexus.
Yeah, Gate expand. Jesus. We do see Gerald going for a gas steal in the main base of Astrea as well, but I'm sure Astrea is okay with that because, again, he is going for a gigafast base. And this is something that we were theorizing, right? Because this map feels so defensible, especially here on 2 bases, that you can maybe go for some of these greedier plays.
Yeah, this is a bit of a variation, though. This is not your normal Nexus first. This is 17 Nexus, so he's cutting quite a lot of probes to make this happen. It does lend itself sometimes to some interesting attacks. The only time... I haven't actually seen this build in PvP before, but in PvP, this is usually for Parting's Adept Twister, where he does the 3-gate Adept attack.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's going to be the case here for Astrea. Meanwhile, Gerald, upon seeing the fast Nexus, is going to be going for a 1-base all-in, as he does go for the proxy robo here outside the natural of Astrea.
Okay, so Gerald not really happy with this, wants to punish it. Going to be going for that fast robo here, and on a map like this could definitely be very abusable. I'm thinking even going for something like forcing an attack here on the natural and then just picking up lifting into this main. I mean, the gap between the main and the natural is so wide. You could force field that ramp off from the bottom and then just elevate yourself into the main.
Yeah, that is definitely possible to take advantage of. We'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Astrea has his probes out on the map. He is looking for the proxy. He has scouted and confirmed that a pylon is missing, but he misses the robo.
Yeah, okay, so he doesn't know, but he is going to be setting up defensively, looking to, I believe, full war with gateways here.
Yeah, meanwhile, we have a bit of a skirmish here between the Adepts and the Zealot. The Adept of Astrea does go down, but he now has a Stalker to meet up. There's that full war that you were talking about. It does dissuade those Adepts from shading in.
Yeah, okay, good initial defense so far from Astrea. He is going to be able to trade out Zealot for an Adept, which is a really nice trade. The first Immortal going to be showing up. Oh, and the Stalker comes across it. That's huge.
Oh, there we go. The Stalker has spotted the Immortal. Now he knows exactly what he is up against. He's aware of the proxy robo. He's getting ready back at home. We already have a shield battery, but there is no ramp into the natural, so this wall is quite exposed.
Yeah, and the Stalker's on the wrong side. Astrea going to have to pull probes here.
Yeah, the boys are being pulled, and Gerald, is he looking? He is. We do see the shield being triggered, and these workers are doing a great job at buffering here for the Stalkers, but the Prism has arrived.
Oh, yeah, and this is where we can really start to abuse the map, but the Prism goes down with the Immortal inside. Oh, that's such a disaster.
I think that
that might just be it.
Yeah, exactly. The second Immortal is too far away from finishing up, and Astrea is looking to depower, is looking to shut this down. GG gets called.
GG. Okay, that's a quick 1-1 then.
Oh boy. GG, well played. Unfortunately, Gerald, he missteps a little bit with his proxy robo. The most crucial of units, the Prism with the Immortal inside, does go down, and just like that, we're tied up.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like the looking to abuse the map features there, and I think if he had gotten over that ledge, he would have put Astrea in a really awkward spot, but as it is, he is going to be able to, he's going to be defended quite comfortably.
Oh yeah. He is, and now we find ourselves in a game number 3 to find out which one of our players takes the lead in this series. And game 3 will be taking place not on Jagannatha, on Maganatha.
Alrighty. I'm ready. Ready for more of this map. I'm not sure about this map yet, so it's after those last couple maps, I don't mind it as much anymore.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we can return to normal. We can. And it's not even. There's still some features of this map which are still a little bit quirky, but we can breathe a little bit easier here with something that resembles a more standard map.
All right, and here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner here for Storm Gaming. This is Gerald.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the American Protoss player, but picking random for this tournament and rolling Zerg representing Alpha X. It is Astrea. And, yeah, unfortunately, because Astrea is random, Geralt is going to be going for a high ground wall. and is going to mean that his opener is going to be a little bit more awkward.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there that he is gambling that Astrea won't get Zerg. Astrea does get Zerg, but I think it makes sense against Astrea specifically.
Yeah.
You know that Zerg is probably going to be his weakest race, so if you have the least advantageous start versus that's probably going to be okay. I guess that is one thing that I hadn't really thought about playing someone's random on ladder rather than in tournament. Like, you know what their main race is.
True. Yeah, so you want to be making sure that if they do roll their main race, then you are prepared for it, and if they roll their weakest race, then you can afford to be at a little bit of a disadvantage against it. As we are getting into this game, hatch gas pool opener here from us. Oh no, sorry, hatch pool gas opener from Astrea. Interesting.
Yeah, okay, just gonna opt for a tiny bit of extra safety and just slightly delay that speed.
Yeah, that gas is going to be delayed here, and now we can breathe in the map that is Maganatha. It feels so weird to say just because it's, yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting combination of letters there. And yeah, we were talking about it earlier, quite a large map overall. We've got some gold bases, we've got some Zelnagas, we've got some destructible rocks all over the place as well. And overall, it does seem to be a more defensible map, from my experience so far anyway, when it comes to taking the first 4 bases.
Okay, well, it's going to need to be defensible because Astrea, he is not wasting any time whatsoever. He is going to be going for a roach all in. This is quite unusual in this matchup, but he's abusing the lack of a low ground wall, so this is dirty.
Oh my god, you're not wrong, mate. So this is typically not seen at this specific variation of a roach all in is not seen in the ZVP, but because we do not have a low ground wall, specifically because Astrea is random, then Astrea can take advantage of that.
He's not getting speed with this. That's really interesting.
Yeah, so typically we do get oh, there we go. Link speed was just delayed a little bit here by Astrea. It is on the way, so we can flood links behind this. Meanwhile, back at home, Gerald is going for a standard Stargate opener. Should be going for an Oracle first. Should be looking to get some scouting information across the map, but unfortunately just a little bit supply blocked.
Yeah, opening with the Stargate going to be really helpful for Gerald. Going to help him defend this as well. I think having a Void Ray or something like that is going to be pretty ideal here, as we do see, okay, the Rotas do show themselves. The Queens are going for a bit of a walk as well. I wonder if they're going to be coming with the attackers. This isn't the shortest rush, but yeah, it looks like Astrea is going to be committing to this. He's even bringing a drone. Okay, what is going on here?
Mate, he's going to go for the hatch trick. He's going to be looking to throw down a hatchery, cancel it, and spread some creep with the Queens. Eric has been using this to great effect. Eric did this against Astrea, fun fact, a couple of days ago. So, yeah, it looks like maybe Astrea's been a little bit inspired.
All right, interesting.
As
so we do have the Void Ray being started up straight away by Gerald. That's going to help him a lot when it comes to holding this.
Yeah, exactly. The Void Ray has arrived. We have an immense amount of shield batteries shield batteries and cannons on the way. There is the hatchery thrown down. We have the cancel, and no, he misplaces. Oh, he does get one down.
Okay,
just
we
barely.
got
Oh no!
Oh, and the Void Ray just dips in and takes it out.
Gonna do it again. There we go. This time, 2 tumors get thrown down, but the army of Gerald has shown up, and he's targeting down the tumors. He shuts it down again.
And he kills the drone.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, that's dirty.
Yeah, Gerald doesn't want to allow. Yeah, he does. Astrea trying to be cheeky, but Gerald shut it down completely. Astrea has been droning behind this. Bear that in mind. He wasn't flooding Lings because he forced a massive reaction out of Gerald. Like, we have so many shield batteries here at the natural, and I guess Astrea is content with that damage. And at least he keeps the Queens alive as they waddle back home.
Yeah, Astrea going to be transitioning pretty rapidly, though. He is throwing down immediately 3 more gases going into his lair as well, so I think it's going to be a muta transition here.
Yeah, this does open things up for a muta transition, or he could still commit to roaches with roach speed, but we'll see what he does for now. Meanwhile, before that happens, the Void Rays have arrived. They're going to be laying siege upon the 3rd base. The Queens, though, are arriving just in time to protect it. They should get here in time to protect it. Should get
maybe.
Where are they going? Where are they going?
No,
Where are they going?
They don't want to. No, they don't want to. They're busy that day.
Where are they going? This hatchery has taken a little more damage than it should have, but there we go. We do see the 3rd base being saved.
Oh, he's going to lose his gas. That is really brutal. Okay, no, he can reposition the spore.
Yeah.
And that should at least protect his gases. But, the third's going to be exposed again.
Third is going to be exposed. The Void Ray is just pulling Astrea apart here as we have another Void Ray showing up. And yeah, unfortunately, Astrea, his queen count isn't high enough to be able to protect multiple bases at once. And he's going to lose the base.
Astrea's fighting up for it else. He deserves this. I'm sure he's done this to someone before.
Oh, 100%. I'm pretty sure we've casted him to someone before. As we do use a lot of transfuses to keep the hatchery alive, that means we have even less to protect against his push. Gerald is getting on top of these queens, and...
Oh, the hatch is in trouble. No, the hatch.
The hatch is gonna go down.
Oh, brutal stuff there. Gerald getting his third up behind this as well, but... Just those four Void Ray is going to be so hard to deal with. One of them is going to go down to the spore, so a little bit careless coming out there from Gerald, but the damage is more than done.
It really is.
The hatch. Queens are blocking the hatch.
There we go. Hatchery finally gets rid of that. No, but Gerald shows up once again to try and punish it. Astrea did throw down that Spire. We do see 7 mutas on the way, and mutas are going to be a great way at just alleviating pressure and going across the map. But I just worry that Astrea may just never get this third base up and running. Like, Gerald, he shows up again.
Yeah, these ults are going to be a massive problem.
They really are. The mutas are forced to reveal themselves defensively. The queens are trapped, and every single queen is going to be going down. Meanwhile, Gerald, he races back home with his army. Doesn't want to get caught out by those mutas.
Yeah, and he's been preparing really well for this. He's got a Twilight Templar Archives ready already, so he can start going into Archons at some point as well. We can see those first few High Templar being warped in now. Behind this as well, he's got that +1 and Blink on the way, so he will have aggressive potential once he does hold down the fort, and even making a couple Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenixes are on the way. The mutas do bypass the Phoenixes that head towards the natural base. Meanwhile, the Void Rays... Oh, I've seen this before. They are a hatchery killing hit squad. They're looking for either the third once again, or maybe the main base, or maybe a Roach Warren or the gases. They're looking for anything as the mutas are trying to do damage, but there are Archons here at the natural.
Yeah, we have Archons, we have shield batteries, we have Phoenixes. Gerald really well set up to defend this. The Phoenix just going to be sitting over those shield batteries as well, and Astrea really can't do too much about that. The lair going to be focused down by the Void Rays, and there's just not enough DPS here.
How does it feel, Astrea? As the Void Rays do focus down the hatchery, but
they're not going to get it.
The transfuses are just barely enough here, and Astrea, he saves his lair.
Ooh. Yeah, and Gerald punished for that as well. Going to be losing 3 of those Void Rays. Astrea now building up a Muta Corruptor force, which could be kind of scary to deal with, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Mutas and Corruptors, they do help protect themselves. The Corruptors deal with the Phoenixes. The Mutas help deal with the Void Rays. But we have a Blink Stalker army coming out from Gerald. Oh boy.
No, it's over, isn't it?
Yeah. How do we deal with the Archons? What's the answer to the Archons, Papi?
Man, how do you deal with it? Yeah, okay. This has nothing to do with the Stalkers. Nothing to do with that insane anti-muta army there. GG is called, and Gerald 2-1 up.
GG, well played. Astrea just trying to be cheeky with his build, going for the proxy hatch just to spread creep, but was unable to pull it off. Again, probably not as well practiced as main race Zerg players are with that, and Geralt is 1 game away from becoming the champion of the Funky Map Open.
The Funky Muppets.
There you go. That's another adequate name for this this tournament so far. It's been crazy, Papi. It's been crazy. And we have our next map before us, a map that I don't believe you have seen before. I believe we casted Mixu versus Nicaract earlier on Sidetracked.
Okay, let's get into it then.
Here we go. Oh, we're going to be taking a bit of a trip here. We're going for a train ride.
Oh. Why do I feel like I've seen this map before?
Were you playing StarCraft when Eastwatch was in the map pool?
No.
Okay, never mind.
But I think I have seen a train track map.
Yeah, that was Eastwatch. That was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
That was like 2018, maybe? 2018, 2017?
Okay. All right, well, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner here. This is Gerald.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Sidetracked, we have his opponent. We have the American, usually Protoss player, rolling as random and getting Terran this time. For Alpha X, it is Astrea. I was going for a proxy.
All right, so we are going to be seeing the Astrea Terran once again going for a very aggressive proxy, and this is one of the only maps that I've seen so far that doesn't have the double jump for the Reaper ramp, so a bit more of a normal Reaper ramp, actually quite a wide one here.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a little bit too wide for, well, I guess Gerald's not going to be walling it off anyway because
he doesn't know.
He doesn't know what he's playing against.
Yeah.
He sees Terran now.
Two games. I said 2 games in a row. Basically, every game, Astrea is using the fact that he's random to his advantage, and we do see a probe scout now. Gerald is aware of what's going on. He's gonna check. He does come across the proxy racks.
All right, he finds the racks, but the racks is positioned very well. Astrea with a little bit of micro will be able to protect this worker. Looks like he won't need to anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The racks will finish up. The Reaper is on the way. Geralt is going to be attempting to set up back at home. We do have a Zealot in production, a backup pylon in the mineral line as well, so we can set up a shield battery once we are ready for that. And yeah, I guess we're going to have a couple of seconds here to appreciate the map.
Yeah, it looks okay. I don't know if my brain's just a bit fried from the other weird maps, but I don't really see anything particularly notable about it.
Yeah. So from this map, I guess the biggest things are the center of the map is actually quite open, and it's a little bit refreshing, especially considering how choked up so many of the other maps have been. We do have destructible rocks as well, just to make the center of the map even more open as well. And we were able to see that in Mixu versus Nicaract, where Nicaract went for a big push and Mixu got a 360 surround. It was crazy. It was crazy. But before that happens, the Reaper has arrived, and we're already getting a lot of probe kills. Oh, God.
Yeah, Reaper getting some really good damage here. 5 probes. That is way more damage than you're really supposed to get with this. So a little bit unfortunate for Gerald, not able to find the best defense despite finding that proxy nice and early and sending the Zealot across the map here.
Yeah, the Zealot does get across the map, is going to be chipping away at the depot, but we should be seeing some boys being pulled. We should be seeing a repair, and Astrea should be fine here as the depot does catch fire, but the SCVs arrive in time. And this is already worth it here, I feel, for Astrea. Like 5 probes and it keeps Reaper alive. That's insane value.
Yeah, definitely. A very good value there for Astrea, and he should be relatively safe with this mine here. Gerald can try to braid it out with the shade. That looks like he is going to try to do that here.
And here we go. A little bit mistimed as the shade goes off and the mines are still alive. And meanwhile, Astrea doing what Terran does best against Protoss. He's setting up for a mine drop.
Yeah, so just a very standard transition out of this coming down from Astrea.
Yeah, here we go. And this time the mine does get baited out, but that was one mine. There's a second. Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, the Zealot's going to be going down, but that's okay. You don't really mind losing the Zealot here that much. Obviously, it's nicer if you can take it out with the bait on the Adept, but I mean, Gerald sees everything he needs to see now.
Yeah, he does see everything he needs to see. He should be aware that those mines should soon be moving out across the map. Actually, Gerald went for a robo opener. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, he is going to be delaying his tech as a result here. So very, very safe overall.
Yeah, and he's okay, wow, this mine drop is hitting very fast, so he's not quite ready for it. He does have a few units, but not quite enough to stop this from at least taking out a couple probes.
Yeah, and here we go. The mine does burrow here at the natural base. We have the second mine headed towards the main as well.
Yeah, Gerald does get the pull that he needs on both accounts, so very nice micro there.
Very nicely done here, as one of those mines is going to be saved. We do have a Cyclone actually outside the natural base of Geralt as well, looking to dip on forward to try and pick off another couple of units. Looks like we'll be able to get up, maybe a probe, maybe up.
Yeah, we are just getting bits and pieces of damage here and there for Astrea. Keeping that mine drop alive is very important. He keeps the Cyclone alive as well. Might be able to pick up one of these Adepts too. Yeah, okay, he will pick up one of the Adepts.
Yeah, we do get the lock on, and it looks like the Adept will go down. This Cyclone, though, getting disturbingly low, and with this shade, with a couple more hits, the Cyclone will escape.
I wonder if Gerald could have microed that Adept to run alongside that Cyclone instead of bouncing off it, but it would have been very close either way.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been close. The Cyclone does survive, though. Meanwhile, we still have that drop in between the main and the natural. Gerald has eyes on it, though. He is preparing here with his Stalker's Blink on the horizon. And with the faster Robo, we are going into a faster Robotics Bay.
Yeah, okay, so he's going to be rushing out some splash damage here, whether that be a Disruptor trying to catch him out in the middle of the map or just a Colossus drop.
Yeah, we'll see which one he goes for as the Mine Drop tries to go back into the main, but is pushed away by the Stalker, so just going to be chilling here in the dead space instead as things are going to be calming down. And oh, Gerald is actually going to be going for Disruptors first, not Colossi.
Yeah, okay, so it is going to be Disruptor starting off. Looks like this, I think this was probably just an adaptation with wanting to go Robo first just in case it wasn't all in, and now he's just making the best with what he's got here. This Raven actually denying so much mining here for Gerald, and it is going to be able to get out of there as well.
Wow, just barely. It barely escapes the natural. We do have 2 more Stalkers being warped in, but no, they blink a little bit too late, and the Raven survives.
Yeah, the Raven is going to be getting out safely, so very effective harass. We still have that mine drop. Looks like he did try to dip that back in at some point.
Yeah, he did try to, was a little bit unsuccessful, and now we can take a little bit of a moment here to appreciate the map as Astrea does move out across it, and again, it is one of the more normal maps here in this new map pool, which I do appreciate. You know, nothing too crazy, no goal bases or anything like that. Again, open in the center, but and maybe some exposed areas elsewhere, but nothing too wild.
Yeah, nothing too crazy, but here we go. Astrea trying to find a good angle to move in on. We have that Raven linking up with the army as well, so that can be used to disable any Colossus, or potentially the Disruptor might even be used for an anti-armor missile. We do have 4 more probes getting taken down by that Widow mine drop, so nice attention to detail by Astrea, but that will be cleaned up.
We cleaned up at the natural waste. Here we go. Astrea's going to be able to siege up here on the high ground. He's going to be expanding and taking his third base on location as well. So he's not all in by any means. Is trying to be greedy behind it. And what do we have to defend? We have 1 Disruptor and 0 Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, okay. It looks like there are enough Stalkers here to hold this back, at least for the moment, but Astrea is going to set up shop on this high ground, kind of abusing some of the map features here. This is a high ground that is quite close to the third, and there's a lot of high ground as well, so this is going to be a nice place for setting up attacks. It reminds me, I know it's a little different, but it reminds me a little bit of the ramp outside the kind of front natural area of Dragon Scales.
Yeah, I can see that. As we always see a disable on the Disruptor. The Disruptor is going to be going down. Astrea, he sims on forward. We have an overcharge, but there's not really much for it to protect as the shield battery is going to be focused out as well.
Yeah, and Astrea targets down all of the probes. 14 probes, the entire probe line goes down, and he can't even defend against these Stalkers either. So Astrea being so patient and then just jumping in at the perfect time.
Yeah, exactly. Gerald was distracted by the drop in the main base, and he completely exposed his own third. Astrea getting an insane amount of damage, keeps the Raven alive, keeps the tank alive, and now he's going to be reinforcing from across the map.
Yeah, this is a dirty drop with a single tank in the main, and with his reinforcements, he is looking to break through at the third here, and I think he is going to be able to do that. Oh, it looks like Gerald not aware of this drop in the main. Okay, he does bring back some army for this, but the tank is going to be able to solidify this position really nicely.
Yeah, but we have 2 Colossi to defend. The main base is going to be defended, but at the same time, Astrea pushes forward once again. No Colossus or Disruptors to protect the third, and that means the third is going to go down.
Yeah, third is going down. Gerald trying to get a 4th out as well, so he will have a backup base if he can hold, but that's a big if. Astrea very comfortably, I was going to say probed, but SCV'd up on 3 bases. I don't know. He has a lot of workers. He's in a good spot.
Yeah. SCV'd up. It's really weird to say, because we can say droned up and we can say probed up, but we can't say like SCV'd up. You know, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's because it's unusual. We haven't had to come up with a word for it.
Yeah, you don't make workers. You just ape across the
die. But this army from Australia is absolutely insane. His macro has been so clean this game, and he's put on so much damage. Gerald's going to have a pretty horrible time trying to hold this, especially with that Raven there for the disables. He's just 10 energy off 2 disables, and he can disable both of those Colossus.
Yeah, he really can. We have one disruptor that could maybe make the difference in this fight. Can he catch Astrea? Not looking up. Oh, he's flirting with the idea. He's going for it. Up! He's not looking!
Oh, he actually does. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It won't matter, but that was disgusting.
That was the juiciest Nova that Gerald could have ever gotten, and he's gonna need to do that a couple more times.
That's so gross.
Oh. Yeah, Astrea, he still has a massive supply lead.
Oh,
Here
no.
we go. Go,
Don't walk into
Gerald!
that. Not like this.
I like this, Funky. Tank line is insane. We do see the drop actually going to be pulling the Colossi a little bit out of position here towards the south, and that's going to create an opening in Astrea. He just dives into the natural.
Yeah, he does, and he dodges out the disruptor. He's going to have enough for a scan now, so he can keep track of all the rest of the disruptors. We have ghosts for the EMPs as well. They don't quite catch the high Templars.
Oh, they don't, but here we go. We dive on forward once again. One disruptor goes down. The second disruptor is going to be going down as well. The Colossi are kept busy here by that drop, and that means that Astrea does break into the natural. He's going to be able to get into the mineral line and maybe even pick off some more. Oh.
Yeah, he does find a really fantastic position here just to abuse the Protoss army. This is something that off-racing Protoss Terran players are very good at, is finding ways to abuse the difficulty that Protoss players have with defending the different angles.
I can't believe it. I can't believe the Bio Army survived. We had the double disable on the Colossi as well. They were doing absolutely nothing here. The tanks, they siege on forward, now actually in range of the tech at the natural base as well.
Yeah, we do have a Zealot Warp in here, and that might be able to clear up these tanks. We have a Blink going after those, and yeah, 2 tanks going to be going down, so very slight overextension here from Astrea.
Oh, he does overextend, but Astrea still has an insane economy behind this. Another medevac is going to be going down, but here come the reinforcements. We have Ghosts, we have EMPs, and we don't have enough gateway units here to stop this.
Yeah, the Vikings going to be pushing on forward, trying to get on top of the Colossus. We have a rotation around to this third as well. I do kind of like this, that the offensive rotation is very long. It's going to help this this map be a little bit more stable in general. And yeah, here we go. Astrea looking to push in. Does have a lot of EMPs available. Good feedbacks coming out from Gerald, but we still have more EMP where that came from.
Yeah, he only feedback 2 out of the 3 ghosts in the end. The disruptor count is slowly getting higher and higher. Gerald is still... Oh, no! Oh, it does blink forward here in range of the tanks.
Yeah, that he does, and with that, Astrea is going to be continuing to push on forward, as being so aggressive, trying to take out these Colossus as well, forces the shield battery overcharge, and he can just chill for a moment now.
He can. I mean, there's no pressure on Astrea. He's got a 4th base up and running behind this. It's a planetary. He's oversaturated, has plenty of workers, and just waiting a little bit longer for more reinforcements. Nova does go off, does connect with the tank, but it does take 2 Novas to take down the tank, and Astrea, he just shows up with another.
Yeah, and Astrea just going to be taking his time here, slow pushing this position. He knows not to rush in. Shield battery is out of juice now, and he can take this fight. He's going to be looking to drag the army back into the tanks. This is some beautiful control here from Astrea.
Yeah, another Nova is going to be going off and does shave off some of those Marauders, but there's still a mass amount of bio remaining here with no overcharge, no shield battery. Gerald is having a hard time holding on. He's going to go for one last-ditch effort, but he's going to be losing his Colossi.
Yeah, Colossus go down. With that, there is nothing back here to protect the disruptors. They will get one final shot, taking down a ghost in the process, but there is no third base for Gerald. GG is called, and some lovely Terran play coming out from Astrea.
GG, well played. Astrea ties up the series 2-2, and now we're going to be moving on to the ace match of the grand finals.
Ooh, it's an exciting ace match too. It could be anything.
Oh, let's go, Puffy. Oh, I remember this one. Welcome to a map that, despite its name, I think doesn't love it at all. Welcome to Ultra Love.
Okay.
We saw this map once earlier, and I didn't want to see it again, but let's go, Poppy. Let's go. You're gonna like it. It's blue, Poppy. It's blue.
Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go.
Here we go. It all comes down to this game number 5. How will this end? What race will Astrea end up on?
True. Hopefully not Terran again, because PvT unwinnable.
True, Poppy, true.
Oh. What is this? Okay, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. This is Psystorm's Gerald.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the American Protoss player. Playing as random, but rolling his main race. Representing Alpha X, it is Astrea.
Oh no, there's Archon toilet vortex things.
Yeah, there's vortexes all over the place here. Very aesthetically nice. There's like these
Not safe.
And you weren't even around for the vortex. What are you talking about?
No, I saw it. That was when I was watching a little bit.
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough.
I remember the Archon toilet.
Yeah. Good times, good times. As we also have, I don't know if you can see in between the bases or on the edges of the map, but there are like these little like streams of energy going through. Yeah.
On the what?
Look at, in between the triangular third and the natural. There's like a river of like ooze.
I kind of see it.
Kind of see it. Okay. You can see it a little bit better
in the Matrix.
Yeah, there you go, there you go. Oh my god, but we do see Astrea going for a 2-gate opener here in his main base. Gerald setting up for a low ground 2-gate opener instead. Kind of, I guess, making the best out of the situation here.
Yeah, Gerald did kind of adjust throughout this series to what Astrea's been doing. Went for a much earlier scout this time to send his first probe straight across the map. He's going to be scouting out nice and early that this is a PvP, and because of that, we're going to get a relatively standard one. Yeah,
so this is really interesting. So because we have a ramp going into the natural base, it's kind of interesting that Astrea didn't go for a gate expand. He went for a 2-gate opener instead, not taking advantage of the map itself. Meanwhile, Gerald, he is set up for a faster Nexus. This could be for aggressive play though, as in this could be Astrea trying to maybe go for an all-in and try and punish the would-be natural base here of Gerald. But Gerald did go for a 2-gate opener, so he should be safe, right?
Yeah, at least for now, it's looking fairly balanced overall. So I'm going to take a little look-see at the map. I think this map looks pretty normal, actually. This is the most normal-looking map so far, I'm pretty sure.
What do you consider normal, Poppy? You're not wrong, though. Like, compared to some of the other maps, especially the series between Mixu and Astrea, we don't have to talk about that. That's
yeah, I mean, it's not...
Yeah.
It's not absurdly open through the middle. It's open enough once you break down some rocks.
Yeah.
The bases, you actually can get a 4th base, which is cool. But a 5th base extends you pretty wide. Yeah, I think it just looks like a pretty balanced map.
Yeah, this reminded me of, it was yesterday, no, sorry, not yesterday, the previous tournament, where we were kind of looking at some maps and we were seeing a bunch of, I think it was, there were 2 maps where there were just so many, not just choke points, but also just like high and low ground kind of positioning here and there where you can take kind of advantage of that, and we have been missing that from a lot of these maps, especially like Maganatha, for example, and even the last map have just been absurdly open in the center. This one has more choke points, has more ramps as well, has some destructible towers to try to protect that triangular 3rd base as well, but I don't know if we're going to last that long because Astrea's already across the map and he's trying to focus down the Atosis pylon.
Oh, that pylon is in a bit of trouble. He's dancing back and forth with the Stalkers as well, and one of them does go down. Gerald actually in a huge amount of trouble. Looks like he is going to have that Cyber Core focused down, but Warpgate already finished now.
Warpgate did finish. I do think that Astrea missed an opportunity to focus down the pylon. Here we go. He does divert his attention. The pylon will be focused down at the same time. We do have 2 Adepts in the main base of Astrea, but they are being cleaned up.
Okay, Gerald does get the Warpian off. He does get those Stalkers in the main, so that's going to help him with the defense, but it might not really be enough because the shield battery is not going to be powered.
It's not powered, and we have a aggressive pylon, a proxy pylon here from Astrea. He can warp in across the map. We do see an Oracle diving into the main base, so Astrea is going to be losing a lot of workers.
Yeah, that Oracle is getting a hell of a lot of damage. 11 workers going down already. That could be what Gerald needs to hold this.
Oh, there we go. Astrea, his economy is almost non-existent right now, down to 19 workers, but he still has a lot of Stalkers across the map. He's still looking to overwhelm and overpower Gerald. We'll see if he can, as we have the overcharge and it is popped.
Yeah, overcharge has been popped. Looks like Astrea looking to fight with the Stalker rather than with the battery, and does get the kill on that. Nicely done. He knows exactly how many shots he's going to be taking to break through that shield battery. And this gateway's in trouble too now. Looks like the battery has run out of juice, so this is still really scary. In fact, this gateway's going to go down, and he's going to be able to get into the base.
Yeah, exactly. The pylon falls as well. Thankfully, there was a backup pylon, but the gateway does crumble, and Astrea does break into the natural. The boys have to be pulled.
Yeah, they have to be pulled to defend the pylon, but it's not going to be enough. The pylon goes down anyway. There is no pylon powering any of this right now. Every single probe going to be going down as well, and Astrea looks like in pretty quick fashion didn't want to mess around too much with another new map. Just going to be killing Gerald right here and taking the victory in this best of 5.
Yeah, but Gerald has no production. He has a Robo and a Stargate in the main base, so he can start Immortal and Void Ray production, but the natural is completely forfeit, and Astrea, he doesn't even have to focus on the natural. If he wants to, he can push up into the main, and Astrea is expanding behind this. He can make up for his lack of workers for all the probes that died earlier.
Yeah, he is just going to be taking away every possible win for Gerald slowly, bit by bit, but I mean, we can see there's just not really much to deal with these Stalkers in the main here. Blink going to be finishing up as well. There's a lot of micro potential. He uses that to just blink straight on in and take out one of those Stalkers.
Yeah, Stalker goes down. Oh, does take an Immortal shot to the face, though, and that Immortal does pack a massive punch, but oh my god, so many workers are falling. Now the Robo is under threat.
Yeah, Robo under threat. Gerald a little scared to overcommit to defending it as well. Doesn't want to lose that Immortal.
He really doesn't, but he's got to pick and choose. Does he lose the Immortal or does he lose the Robo? Overcharge is popped to keep it alive. Second Immortal comes out. That is going to be a lot more DPS available here, and I don't think Astrea can really push in.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Astrea is going to be pushed back as a result, so we do have still Astrea with a massive, absolutely huge lead, but the game's not over yet.
The game is not over, not yet. We do see a couple of adepts being warped in. The wall is not a wall, and Astrea is going to be looking to dip into the main base. At the same time, the Oracle comes back with a vengeance. The Oracle has 14 kills on it, finally goes down.
Yeah, so 2 more kills, 7 more kills there. That's really nice there. That's the kind of damage that Gerald does need to try to get back into this game.
Yeah, but the adepts, they shade past the natural wall into the main base, into the mineral line. And likewise, we're going to be able to get another 5 kills, almost 6 towards the end.
Yeah, that is so annoying. Those adepts just getting extra damage here. Almost getting out as well, but not quite, as we do see the Stalkers just continuing to make Gerald's life very difficult here.
And the adepts are looking to do it again. We have 2 more adepts being warped in across the map, and the wall is still not a wall here at the natural. And Astrea is going to be able to get past these Immortals into the main.
Yeah, okay, and behind this going for his own Robo, but it looks like it's not going to be for Immortals. It's going to be for a War Prism, because he is researching charge right now.
Oh yeah, he wants to go for his mass gateway composition. Meanwhile, the adepts do make it into the middle line. 1, 2 more probes do go down, and counting. At the same time, the Stalkers are just threatening the base of of Gerald, just forcing the overcharge, containing him to 2 bases.
Yeah, I love this as well. Astrea going for his expansion for his 3rd base just off 2 gates here, realizes that there's not really any potential for Gerald to get a good push going here without him at least slowing it down enough to get enough warp-ins off.
Yeah, exactly. So we blink into the main base. The Adept gave high ground vision, and now we can focus down that robot from earlier.
Oh, that Robo is in some serious trouble. Do we have a shield battery overcharge? It looks like the Immortals are going to be positioned just right, but no, Astrea, he wants the damage. He will get that Robo, and he will get the recall out. 2 Stalkers going to be going down, but that is all, and that is well worth it there for a Robo.
It really is. Astrea still just extending his lead, starting his own Immortal production as well back at home. Interesting choice. Decided not to go for the Prism. Again, he knows that he has a massive lead, and he may as well just extend it by expanding, by taking up even further.
Yeah, we can see just how in the dark Gerald is as well. He chronos out Oracle as soon as he can, because he realizes that he just has no vision without that Robo, and he has no scouting as well.
Yeah, for all he knows, it could be a Dark Shrine behind this, because it was a Twilight Council opener into Blink, so the possibility is there. Meanwhile, Geralt has broken free from his shackles, broken free from his natural. He's moving out with everything he has.
Yeah, and he gets a scout. That is not a pretty scout. He sees that he's going to have to fully commit to this, but there is just so much there for Astrea already. Astrea going to be sending out the Zealot, gets the scout, sees where the army is, and I think with just one more warp in of Zealots, he'll be completely fine.
Yeah, as you're saying, charge is done, and Zealots will annihilate this army that just isn't enough to protect these 3 Immortals. Immortals, they are Stalker killers, not so much when it comes to Zealots, as we do see him rotating around here, getting in between the bases, kind of outpositioning Astrea a little bit as he does go into the natural, but he's getting surrounded!
Yeah, nice force fields there, going to be blocking off the army. We have the army blinking over anyway, but that means a lot of these Stalkers going to be going down before anything else can get on top of them. We do see Astrea pulling probes as well, realizes he's that far ahead that it doesn't really matter, and looks like those Immortals are going to be going down, and with that, that should be the last hopes of Gerald for winning this. Congrats is called, and Astrea wins.
GG, well played. Astrea will be the Funky Map Open #1 champion, taking down Gerald with random.
GG, really nice stuff from Astrea. Very creative play in general.
Yeah, really good stuff. I think it was impressive. I mean, to be fair, we see it quite a lot when players off race, but they play against their main race. They kind of know exactly what to abuse and what works and what doesn't. And we even saw Astrea win with Terran, which was very impressive. Something you don't get to see too often. So yeah, really good stuff, and a really nice wide array of maps as well. Do you have a favorite?
I have a not favorite.
You're like, Green Kingdom, Papi. Send it in, Papi. Send it in.
That last one looks pretty good.
Yeah. I was Ultra Love, of course. There was Sidetracked, Maganatha, Safe Zone. I'll be honest, like as we've been casting these tournaments, it does make me want to play them. Like it just feels so refreshing. Like even if some of them are a little bit broken in certain ways, or they, maybe not the most balanced of maps, I always find them to be a little bit refreshing. Those look good.
Yeah, definitely. But some very interesting maps overall.
Yeah.
Even the ones that were not quite balanced, they were still fun to watch.
They were fun games. They were a lot of fun games. We had fun, Papi. We had fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I do think that these maps that we had here today were a little bit more bland compared to what we saw, at least aesthetically, last time. I do think the color palettes and some of the visual effects were a lot more striking in the last Funky tournament that we casted. But I feel like this one made up for it in just kind of map features itself, with how crazy some of them were.
Yeah, it was pretty wacky.
Yeah, GG, well played. Congratulations to Astrea for, of course, taking the entire tournament here and taking quite a bit of money as well. Quickly checking, I believe it was a $200 prize pool for this tournament, so quite a lot of money on the line. And Astrea able to walk away with the bulk of it. But shout out to all the other players that did compete here. Mixu, Nickeract, Jomek, Arrowfire, we didn't get to cast him, but Forjumi showed up, Azura as well. Massive shout out to all the players that did take part, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely, and shout out to them for playing on some pretty crazy maps as well.
And shout out to the map makers. Without the map makers, these events wouldn't be possible. We wouldn't have maps, period, at all, or any kind of new rotations. So yeah, a lot of love. I know map makers, they put in a lot of work and they don't get a lot of attention either. Some of them do. There are some kind of more known map makers than others, but a lot of work is put into it, a lot of thought as well, a lot of creativity. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. But with that, Asher, we have one more game. Uno más, papi. Uno más.
Let's get it.
Let's go, papi. Let's go. Frost did redeem a replay cast. This was a couple of days ago, and I asked Frost, do you have a preferred co-caster? Do you have someone that you want to bear witness here? And Frost did name you, did say, I want Asher to watch what happens.
Yes.
I'm like, oh
yeah, I think it's a TVZ. I think I didn't. He was streaming and I wasn't like watching closely, and I was like, he asked if I'd she asked if I'd seen it, and I said no, I wasn't really watching it. She's like, okay, I want to send it in.
Here we go. So Oh, it is going to be our next game. It is going to be a viewer replay. So again, before I get too ahead of myself, a massive shout out to Dave Testa and Chicken Man as they did organize this event. Dave Testa is always looking to, you know, support the community and support the scene wherever he can, not just in KSL, but also here in these Funky Open tournaments. A little bit more laid back, not as strict and as rigid as the TLMC map tournament, for example. But he's doing what he can here to just support the scene and support map makers as well. So yeah, massive shout out to Dave Testa for organizing this. And this tournament was casted live on his channel. We're just doing a replay cast a couple of days later.
Yes, sir. Just making sure everyone gets to have a look at these maps.
Yeah, exactly. As Dave was live at a much more NA friendly time and not at a good AU friendly time. It was at 7 a.m. Papi. 7.
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh god. So massive shout out to Dave Testa for hosting this event, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing more in the future as well. If you're interested in seeing a more detailed list of all the maps, I don't know if that exists, but the Team Liquid map contest application period has ended. All the maps have been applied, they've been sent in. And right now the judging process is underway, and I know there are some content creators out there that are going through that. I know at least Vindicta is doing that quite thoroughly. He's got his spreadsheet, he's got his notes as well. He's going through all these maps and just giving whatever feedback he has. And he's not the only one. There are plenty of others. I know Nathanius for a time used to judge some of these. I'm sure, I think Pig would be a good one for that sort of thing. I don't know if he does, but if he does, you know, maybe shout out to Pig, and all these other people behind the scenes that do go through all these maps, pro players and otherwise.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh. But with that, it's now time for something a little bit less serious, and it's time for a viewer replay cast.